Oh my God. Slop. Damn. Slop. Cubicle, I look like bats on the ceiling. Black on my cape, can't see what I'm dealing. Black in my heart, can't feel any feeling with my slot ass slut, so I gotta keep willing. But so thirsty, gotta keep getting down.
We're recording already, right? Let's fucking get the fucking
we
ball
are
rolling, guys. We
yeah.
have today a very special guest, one of my favorite poets in the Pomona scene. And I mean, how many poets do I really know, honestly? So I can't really say like other scenes. I don't know any other scenes, you know, but she's great. She's very talented. She's a writer. She's an editor. You got a book coming out soon, right? Too, that we're going to talk about right now.
Yeah.
Natalie Sierra, how you doing, Natalie?
Hey,
I'm
Natalie.
doing great. Hi.
Yo, oh yeah, Frank's here too.
Yeah,
Hi,
thanks.
Frank.
Fucking thank you. Yeah, hi guys. Yeah. No, it's kind of cool. I've never met Natalie. I don't really know much about her besides her Instagram. That's it. So this will be interesting.
But I asked you to do research for this, Frank.
You sent me the Instagram today, and there was no research. What do you mean?
You've known for a while.
Yeah,
Right? You've known for a while.
Well,
But
my
Natalie,
Instagram
how you
is
doing?
pretty cool.
that's
I'm
Your
doing
Instagram
great.
is cool. I enjoy it a lot.
I did
Yeah.
enjoy strolling through it. It was nice.
Thank you. I take a lot of, time to come up with the perfect memes to put in my story.
Yeah, all the perfect shit posting. I gotta do.
Yeah.
No, your stories are. I enjoy watching your stories too. Most people's, I'm just like, all right, dude. Just no one cares. You know,
By somebody, he means me. He literally.
Oh, he's like,
Yeah, he
skip.
Yeah,
skip.
he sees mine. I put a lot of time into my shit. And he's like, nah, fuck this guy. Fuck him.
No, I'm sorry. That actually does happen. Sometimes he's like, "Hey, did you see this thing I posted?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "No,
Yeah.
you watched it." It's like you watched this story. I'm like, "Oh, well, I didn't pay attention to it, I guess."
I drove 4 hours for this sunset, and then you just said, "Nope, fuck it." And then
Wow.
yeah,
He did not
Who made
appreciate
you do
your
that?
art.
Who made you do that, Frank? Huh? Who made you do that? Did I ask you to do that shit? No.
TikTok made me do it. TikTok makes me do a lot of stupid shit, but you know what?
That's what TikTok is for.
Yeah, it's true.
That's true.
That's what it is. Do you have TikTok, Natalie?
I do.
What?
I talk about books on there, poetry.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not on like poetry TikTok, but I imagine that it would be really cool. I've seen some cool cinematic stuff on there mixed with like I guess spoken word, which is I guess similar. So it'd be really cool. Is that something you do or?
No, mostly I do like book reviews. So I work at a bookstore, and so I'm surrounded by books all day, which is awesome because that's my favorite thing are books.
Nerd.
So I am. So I spend all day looking at books and talking about them.
What's
That's cool.
so like you've always known, right, that like you wanted to be a writer, or was it something that
Well,
just kind of happened, or
I've always liked the arts. So I can't draw, but I love to like make collages, things like that. I love to act, but I haven't done it in a long time. And writing actually didn't come to me till a little bit later. So I was already like in high school.
Later, that's like super early. I didn't know I wanted to do stand-up.
That's so
I was, like,
early.
24.
I still don't know if I want to do it.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
I've been doing it.
So you've
But yeah,
been doing
no.
live performing since you were in high school?
Yeah,
That's
but
crazy.
it was as an actress.
Oh, okay. Still, I remember I took drama for like 4 years because it was like an easy A for me at least. Like I didn't have to do much, and I got to do 2 plays, and they were nerve-wracking. So like it was so much. Like, and I remember one time I got a monologue. I did a monologue. That shit was scary as fuck back then. I couldn't imagine having to perform, like
What was the monologue, Frank?
um
What was it?
yeah, I'm gonna remember the whole
Give
thing
us a
right
little
now. No,
piece
it
right now,
was
dog.
He knows. He
it
remembers.
was
Yeah, he remembers that shit.
I remember that it was like I was playing the person that comes out in the beginning of the circus. You know what I'm talking about?
The
Like
ringmaster.
The ringmaster. There we go. I came out as a
Did you
ringmaster.
say the prince?
The prince? No, as a person.
Oh, the person. I thought you said
Yeah.
the prince.
No.
I was like, you think that guy's a prince?
No. No, I'm a ringmaster, bitch. But no, yeah, I came out as the ringmaster and like came and like introduced the circus, and it had like a very long monologue, and I remember just being freaked out by it. But I did it. I did have to do it.
Were you
Nice.
playing Danny DeVito in Big Fish?
No, that
Oh.
would have been.
It's just
But, yeah,
same
no.
I love
body
that
type,
movie.
but just taller.
Yeah.
But just real tall.
Thanks. Yeah.
No, that movie's great. Yeah, everything about that movie.
Oh,
I
it's
think that was
beautiful.
one of like
Yeah.
one of the first few movies that like made me cry. You know.
Really, I cry
Like,
for everything. For like
now
any
I cry.
movie.
Now I'm like I cried watching Captain America 2 the other day. You
Okay,
know?
that's a
Like,
very sad movie. I
like,
understand.
he gives that speech about standing up for what you believe in or whatever, and he's like, "I'm willing to stand by myself, but I bet I won't." And I'm like, "Oh God!"
Like, wow.
So nowadays I avoid watching some movies because I'm like, "Oh no, I don't need to be that sad
Yeah,
for
that's like
a
any
month," you
Pixar
know?
movie for me. Like, I can't watch Up at all. Like, fuck that. Like, I don't
I
want.
know.
No, it's not cute. Like, no.
Being
Yeah,
sad
no,
is my
like
business, so I seek out those sad things.
For sure.
I think I could do something like that, but I don't know how to channel it into into something productive like you do. How do you can you tell us like a little bit about like your writing process since you're talking about seeking stuff out like that?
Sure. I mean, I've always like felt like depressed. You know, I guess like any teen, like I needed
Yeah.
an outlet, and I mean, like there was other things in the arts that I love to do, but to really express myself, I started to write poetry, and I never really showed anybody. I didn't really care, you know, like to show it off or anything. I just used it for myself. But I don't know, like my process, I guess, is just to find something to be inspired about and find something that communicates with me. And because I spend a lot of time like dealing with depression, I tend to seek out those things so I can tap into what that feeling is that I'm looking for.
Right, yeah. Yeah, let's just stay sad for the arts, you know?
For
Yeah.
sure.
What a-
Stay sad.
what a-
We're sad bitches here.
Yeah.
I want to listen to your Spotify playlist. That's all I know.
Actually, you know, I don't have Spotify. I use Apple Music.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, my
Okay.
God.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
She probably thinks Bigfoot's fake too. Lame.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
No, we have this
Oh,
thing. We'll get back to it, but we have
Yeah.
this thing where I ask every guest what they think about Bigfoot, if they think it could be real or not. But keep telling us about your playlist, though.
Oh, I mean, I listen to everything. Like I listen to disco, I listen to funk, I listen to freaking country.
I don't know about that last one.
Well, certain things like Willie Nelson.
Oh, okay,
Come
that's
on,
better.
guys.
That's better. I'll give you
Okay,
that.
yeah, I can fuck with that.
Yeah.
But like that's it. That's like all the country musicians I know. That's-
Willie
is-
Nelson.
Is,
That's it.
is Shania Twain country? Is she
Yeah.
considered
yes.
country?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, Shania
She's
Twain.
like
then.
Let's
the
go,
most
girls.
country.
Yeah, I love that song. I vow that when I'm able to karaoke again, I'm gonna sing that song.
Yeah,
And it's
that
gonna
makes
be
me
beautiful.
sad. Is the
It's
lack
gonna
of
be beautiful,
ability to karaoke. I'm gonna write a sad poem about that.
right?
You should.
Yeah.
You know,
I
that's
feel
how
like
it
it.
starts.
We should try to write sad things for Natalie, and Natalie should try to write a joke for us, and we'll
Ooh,
see
hey,
Oh,
how
I'm
we could
fucking
work
funny.
on it.
that cause
No, you know what? You are really funny. You
are
are really funny. I
you
always like
mainly
talking
write
to you on
sad
Instagram
things?
and stuff.
yeah.
yeah. That's like
What was that?
I said, do you mainly write sad like poetry, or do you like venture off into other things?
If it's not sad, it's erotica, and if it's not erotica, it's horror.
What's up? I like your
And then
So-
sometimes it's just all of them, and that's when when the
Okay.
magic happens.
That's
you
awesome.
know?
Yes. So
I would love to see your take on comedy. Like I don't know. It sounds really like to see where you normally are and try to move that into a different space that you don't necessarily mess with. I think it would be really interesting.
well, I don't know. I mean, I do mess with
Oh.
being funny, but it's like more with my family and stuff like that. You know, like everyone has their own inside jokes, and my family, like we're all pretty funny because we are all kind of dealing with the same issues at the same time as being part of this weird family. So use humor to, you know, like deflect and keep each other up, basically.
Okay.
Why do you guys stop talking every time I take a hit?
I don't know.
So that the pressure is on me, but I have something in my mouth, and I can't keep
Stop
talking.
putting things in your mouth, dude. I don't know.
I can't. Oh, we're gonna keep talking about erotica then?
I know. Well, that's
It's
an
okay.
interesting genre. Like I'm not too familiar. I've heard some of it. It's definitely
I've seen
cool.
her in our favorite open mic plenty of times, and it's pretty fucking good, honestly.
Well, I mean, it just depends. Like some people think like or they don't know the difference between pornography and erotica, and that's where like it can get weird, you know.
Do you mind like explaining? I don't really know.
So erotica,
Erotica is
is-
art, you monkey.
Hey, Pablo, I was talking to her. I was talking to Natalie, bro. Okay.
well, erotica is meant to be erotic. It's like sexy, it's hot, but it's not necessarily like I'm gonna come all over you or something, you know. It's
She
not
couldn't
like
even say it. She could.
This-
Yeah.
this-
Yeah.
There's some more finesse. It's not crass.
It's a more like
Yes.
refined art.
It's more refined.
exactly,
yes.
yeah.
It's
About
it's,
the act or whatever.
It's for people that are like well read and shit, you know.
I want to read something so erotic that it gets me into reading like erotic books, and then I have a problem where I go into debt because I'm buying too many books. Like I want just to read something so
I
powerful.
have that problem. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I buy so many books. Like I said, I work at a bookstore, so every day I'm like, damn, that shit looks pretty good. Like I think I'm gonna get that book, and
But
yeah, there's
do you
just
get
piles of
discounts at
books.
least?
I do, yeah.
That's dope.
Oh, fuck
I
yeah,
feel
then.
your pain because I buy a lot of comic books. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's not the same level of commitment, but like I'm at least spending $100 every 2 months on comic books.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
comic books are expensive as hell, isn't it?
They
They're
are.
like $3 a piece. So
And it takes you, and it's like it's
You
like
buy
6
so
pages.
many.
yeah,
to
you do
equal.
buy. Yeah, and that's the thing that sucks is like I want to buy the graphic novel where they're all together, but it's not the same. It's not the same having them all in one book. I want the volumes and the.
Where do
artwork
you
that comes along.
buy your comics
I'm
from?
the opposite, actually.
So I have there's a local shop here called SoCal Comics and Games, and what's kind of nice about comics is that they have what's called a pull list, where I can just literally just mark what series I'm reading, and so every week when they come out, I just get an email letting me know what came in, and I just go pick them up. So it's kind of easy, but it's super addicting because it's like I forget which. I'll end up reading like 10 different series at once. The next thing I know, I'm spending way too much money on books, and it's a problem.
I get that. I feel you.
I don't know. I'm actually the opposite. I want the one that has all the volumes because I don't want to wait. Like, cause it takes like I enjoy the images and shit, you know, but it really takes me fucking 5 seconds to read it, you know, and then what?
Yeah.
You're
You know,
always
like,
waiting.
I
You're
want-
always on the
want
edge.
no,
Like, what could happen?
fuck that. I want the whole thing so I could just sit down and
Dude,
read the whole fucking thing from
wanna-
beginning to end.
Netflix has really changed your life. Like you just have to binge everything, don't
This
you?
shit was even before Netflix too. I don't even like binging shit. I can't watch more than 2 episodes of something of anything. Well, maybe The Office, but that's it. You know, even if I'm liking it, it's like nah, it's my
No,
eyes burn or something. You know?
I'll watch a whole season of something in like several hours.
Yeah, me too.
What's something you're watching on Netflix? What are you super passionate about on your streaming services?
Passionate? Ooh, let me see.
That
Well,
just
right
puts
now-
pressure on the question.
I want to know.
Like, I mean,
what's the real shit?
I like shit. I like shit, but passionate? That's
No,
like,
dude,
so intense.
no, passionate, man. I started watching this anime called Food Wars, and it is like literally as soon as they release
You
a new
would be
season,
passionate about that.
as soon as they release a new fucking season, because it's not, and like this is the thing, it's like most cooking shows, right, are kind of cool because you get to know about the food, but this show is specifically about like high-end cooking in a school that's all chefs, and they literally like they kind of, I guess, similar to like how you were describing the difference between porn and erotica, is they really like take you through the steps and motions of like these different foods they're cooking, and it really gets me into it. So yeah,
Does it inspire you to cook?
You know, I do cook. I like cooking. It inspires me to want to cook way fancier or just more in-depth dishes that I've never tried before. But like to the level that they do it is kind of crazy. because it's an anime is all soap operas, so it's obviously
Yes,
very
for
drama,
sure, yeah.
drama, and so I can't like do what they do, but it does make me want to try more.
One time, since Frank was saying that he can cook, one time we went to Big Bear and he cooked some steaks, and they were the worst thing I've ever had in my life.
That's not true. Okay, they're the
So-
worst thing you've ever had in your life. The
They
worst thing
might
you've
be.
ever had.
They might have been.
Ever.
They might have been.
You've
Frank.
We're
you've
gonna
never
blame the
had
altitude.
it's worse.
It's the
Actually, you know, I will
altitude.
say
Yeah.
this. When I did cook, it does take longer, and I think that's where like, as much as like I was like timing it out, I definitely should have.
It was raw as
Took me
shit,
more.
Frank.
It
It
was-
wasn't rare. It
Okay.
wasn't rare. I know what rare is. That wasn't rare. That
It was
raw.
rare. It was rare.
And it barely had any color on the outside either. Like Jesus
that-
Christ.
So you're gonna judge me on shit? How about you know what? You cook something, huh?
What? Well, I fixed those steaks, Frank. So
You did not. You did
Yeah.
not. You did not
Yes,
fix
I
those
did.
steaks. I ate
I
mine.
think
I
I
was
saw
happy
your
with
Big
it.
Bear pictures.
I was very happy with it.
No, you just pretended like you were because you didn't want to be wrong.
What? No. What do you mean?
I fucking know you, Frank. Frank can't
No.
cook, right, Natalie? Don't believe him,
No,
right?
what?
Don't believe him.
Oh my
Don't believe
god.
half the shit he said. He tells
Did
you
he
today,
cover
right?
it in A1 sauce though?
No, A1 sauce is a disgrace. I mean, it tastes okay, but I don't like putting it on my steaks.
I'll put it on like shitty like norm steaks and shit. You know?
Yeah,
For
that's
sure.
Yeah. For
If I
sure,
go to
for sure.
Applebee's and I get a steak, then I'm gonna need it.
Why are you getting a
You
steak at
know?
Applebee's?
Because it's fancy
Sometimes-
dining.
Yeah, yeah. Where do you
No?
go for your anniversaries? Oh my god.
I don't
Right?
have any. What?
Well, maybe
No,
if you took
if I
someone out to Applebee's, okay.
Yeah.
if I go to
Yeah, maybe-
Applebee's, I go there for the appetizers and the bottomless $3 drinks. That's what I go there for.
Dollaritas.
Yeah.
Yo,
Didn't they just
those
get in
shits
trouble
are-
for having like they did some kind of $1 Long Island iced tea special and they got in trouble because too many people were getting drunk as fuck.
That's dangerous, dude. That's irresponsible of them. What do they expect me to be responsible? No, they should be responsible for me and not have drinks like that.
They
Jesus,
do serve
I
the drinks
agree.
like hella slow.
How am I
Like-
supposed to say no?
Yeah.
right? Do you,
fair.
well,
I
you want
can't.
another $1 drink? Yeah,
course.
I
Yeah.
want another one.
Duh.
Put that shit up to the top, bro.
Again.
The fuck?
Let's go.
Yeah, one time we went and we didn't see them on the menu, and I was with like six people back, you know, when the world you could go out and shit. And fucking, I was like, "Do you guys still have those Dollaritas?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, bring me 12 of those motherfuckers right now."
Hey, what do you
And
guys want?
Who got the next round? You know? Yeah, exactly, exactly. I was just keep them coming, baby girl. You know?
Fuck yeah.
Oh my
Putting
God.
things in your
You guys are
mouth.
doing it again. Can
Why
I
are you
have
doing
some
this,
water?
man? Jeez.
Ask her some questions, Frank. Oh my God.
I asked her like 3.
I thought we were getting good at
Also,
this.
we never heard her Netflix shows. I got
Oh,
too
that's right.
passionate
What are you
about the
watching?
anime.
What's your favorite thing to watch right now?
Ooh, favorite thing to watch right now?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I like a
What
lot
are
of
you watching
historical
right now?
stuff. Right now I'm watching The Crown,
Ooh, what's
Okay.
but I've never watched it before, so I'm starting it from the very first season. The Crown is about the British monarchy, and it's very like a dramatic show, and it's about Queen Elizabeth and her first, her marriage, I mean, and her first years as queen.
Oh shit.
that? That's cool.
It's
must
pretty
be
cool. I
some-
guess currently
ahead.
they're in the it's really dramatic. There's a lot of talking, so it's not like a action-packed show. But
Not like your superhero movies, Frank, okay?
it's not like a super. It's
You're
not
the
like
one that
Captain
cried
America.
during Captain America, dog. Okay, I watched an anime about food.
That was the best Captain America movie, all right? Guy.
You know, the best of those like Marvel movies. I don't know which ones did you like, guys? Like I liked. I didn't see the new Wonder Woman's though. I don't know. If that's
Don't
Marvel.
watch it. It's horrible. It is
Stop,
so
man.
bad.
Just
It is-
let,
don't do
let
it.
people form their own
No,
opinions.
No,
right?
it is awful. Like how Pablo would put it. It's like eating the steak that I cooked. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Is that what it was for you, Frank?
No,
So,
I love
Wonder-
I would. You know what? Just to
No, but
prove
saying
you
that's how
wrong.
it felt.
Just to prove you
That's also
wrong.
what-
I would do it again.
the
So now he's
Fucking
gonna
guy.
watch Wonder Woman and say that he
But,
likes.
I mean, I watched
Yeah.
it when it came out and it sucked.
It was bad.
I do think it sucked, honestly.
It was
But, but so you're just mostly into the history stuff. You like a lot of like serial killer stuff and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. Yeah. I'm waiting to watch the documentary about Richard Ramirez. I've been hearing good things. That's
Yeah,
really
everyone's been telling me to
heavy.
watch it.
I've been
Yeah, that's
waiting.
what when I was like a freshman in high school,
You killed a bunch of
they
people?
told us to write they told us to they gave us a bunch of subjects and they told us to pick one to do a report on, right? And one of them said the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. So I picked that one and I did a bunch of research and I fucking read 2 books and I didn't sleep for a month and a half. So I am done with that guy completely.
That's a really
I
weird,
already know
like,
everything.
subject for them to
Right?
give you
That's what I
a book
thought.
report on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like there was a bunch of there was like subject
Like-
different. There was some of them were about sports, like this boxing legend or whatever, right? And one of them was the serial killer Richard Ramirez. And I was a freshman in high school, like
Yeah.
so definitely like
Like they wanted to
that.
traumatize you, basically. Like,
Right.
okay, you made it this far, and you're still like, okay, like what? How else
Right.
can we fuck you guys up?
and now
I
it
know,
was a
Richard
horrible thing.
Ramirez. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't sleep for a fucking month. That shit was brutal. I do want to watch it, but I also like I don't know
Yeah,
if I could take it.
I feel the same way. Like I already know about him, so like,
Yeah,
am I gonna I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna re-traumatize myself because that's just what I do.
yeah.
But I mean, I guess I'll be ready for it.
Yeah. My mom watches nothing but serial killer documentaries. Like before it was cool, she would just sit there and watch like 60 Minutes every fucking every time that
I
shit
still
came
watch
out.
that. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
time.
dude. So like I'm excited for this next one.
And
Did you guys-
Dateline.
yeah, right. That she watches that too. Did you guys watch Don't Fuck with Cats?
Oh
God,
my
I love that
god,
show.
shit
that was
was
fucking
intense.
crazy.
Oh my gosh! Like
That
just the
guy
build.
is such a like terrible genius. Like,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that twist at the
Right.
end was gnarly. Like I just didn't expect that out of everything that was coming out. I didn't expect him to like just be like trying to emulate these movies that he wanted to be in. It was
yeah,
gnarly.
and then like he and I are the same age, and I totally see like how that happens. Like we're raised on these movies. Like my parents didn't care what we were doing as long as we weren't bothering them, so we watched movies all day and television all day. That's all we did. There was nobody to tell us what we were watching was wrong or right. So I watched Basic Instinct when I was like, I don't know, whenever it came out, like in 92 or 3 or something like that. And
Damn.
I didn't so I
Damn.
see
Yeah.
like wow, like I should not have been watching this movie, but nobody told me it wasn't okay for me to watch it.
Yeah.
Now I'm sad and I write.
And now I'm fucking sad.
Mom, thanks, Mom.
Do
You know,
think-
when you started talking about that guy and you said we're the same age, and I kind of relate. I was like, oh no, I hope she's not gonna be like, I've killed a couple of cats. Right?
No, I would never do that. I have a cat right now.
Uh-oh.
We love each other. Yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna be watching you, okay? I need pictures of your cat every day. All right, with holding the newspaper, today's newspaper. All
Let's
right.
see. Here he is, right here.
Oh, kitty.
Hey, Frank
not
hates
happy,
cats.
though.
Like, why? What are you just outing all my secret? Why are you putting me out like that? Every
I
gotta
gotta
turn.
go.
Look
that
how
you get.
disappointed she is.
This shit's over. I gotta go.
I like dogs.
I have
Dog-
dogs too. We have 4 dogs.
Is your cat like more like a dog, or is it more like a cat?
He's more like a dog.
There we
We've
go.
had him
Very
since,
different.
before he could even open his eyes, so he was raised by the dogs.
Oh, see, yeah, that's very different. I can totally get behind that. But when the cats are very, feline-esque, they don't like me. It's not even that I don't like them. They don't like me. But again, I think it's because I've been raised around mostly dogs. So I'm very like hands-on with animals, and cats don't like that. So no for me. Do you think that like you mentioned like kind of like how you were raised? Do you think the way he was raised contributed to how he ended up killing people?
Oh, for sure. Not only with not having someone to just tell him like right from wrong, it's
Yeah.
also that he probably felt shame for being gay, because back then, it was still like, oh, you're gay, like that's gross, and so that ball of shame that lives in you, like that shit just keeps winding and winding around yourself. And I'm sure seeing all these stars and seeing like how amazing they are in their acting, and so he wanted to be a part of that. And they're in his mind, he twisted it up like, well, how can I get famous quickly? And that's what he chose.
Yeah, crazy. I know. That's tripping me out.
Sorry, my connection was really bad right now, so I was not listening at all.
Oh, she just laid
I don't
down
know
some
what happened.
mad
I don't know
like
what was.
murderer theory. You just
But I'm back.
again.
Yeah.
You might as well have
No,
just put the water bottle
wanted
in
to
your
explain
mouth.
that.
Like
It's doing it again.
You just did it again, dude. I don't know. You're missing out on great conversation. But yeah, it's crazy to see how that progressed. And I still think it's nuts that murder documentaries are still so popular. I think it's mainly because Law and Order SVU was really big, and then like the rest kept going to keep us like going. But I don't know.
I never watched that show. I
What?
think what people like is the excitement of knowing that this is true. Like you read a story and like you read a fiction, you're like, oh, this is a fucking great story. Like it's really cool. But when you read something that like, or you watch something that really happened, there's more of a
It's
primal
a lot more
fear to it.
impactful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
It's a lot
wow,
more
like,
impactful. Like it happened. It's like crazy
and
things
it can
gonna
happen
happen.
to
You're like, what
anyone.
the
It can
fuck?
Yeah.
happen to me,
Exactly.
like
Yeah, exactly. That shit's nuts. I go meet up with some guy in his room and he murders me, because he wants to be famous or whatever. That's crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Because he wants that attention.
Natalie.
He wants to be adored.
Natalie, you have a book coming out soon, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You want to tell us a little bit about it? What's it called?
Sure. It's called Charlie Forever and Ever. It's set in the 90s. It's about a woman who is a scientist, or she's working on her degree to become a computer scientist, and she is also schizophrenic, and she thinks she sees the future. And at the same time that this is all happening, she meets a socialite. Her name is Daphne, and Daphne's son, Jeffrey, who Charlie calls the boy god. And she falls in love with him, and they have like a very tumultuous relationship on top of everything else that is happening, at the time in the 90s, and with her mental illness.
Oh, okay. That sounds intense as hell.
Yeah. I want to know what tumultuous means.
So there's
I was so
a lot of shitty things happen,
what the
Frank.
fuck just happened? Like I wanted to run and get my dictionary. I don't even know if we have one in the house. Like
A lot of shitty things happen, Frank. That's that's a lot of shitty things
very
happen
chaotic.
in her book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's a very chaotic
that's what that
relationship,
means.
and it's very toxic.
Okay, cool. I understand that one.
Oh yeah, you better. You better. But what was for this book? Is it like based on like just different stories that you like, or different writers?
Well,
what was like your main thing about it?
there's a ballet dancer, who I am like just obsessed with. His name is Vaslav Nijinsky, and he was a ballet dancer in the early 1918, around the early part of the century, and he was schizophrenic, and he wrote in his diary, which was turned into a book, and I read the book. So as you're reading his entries, it's just like a normal diary. He'll be like, oh, today, my wife and I did this, we did that, da 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 da. But as he's writing, it starts to become way more jumbled, and he instantly, like, you can immediately tell when he starts to go
You see the
into
progression.
an episode. So he'll have an episode as he's writing, so he'll like, we did this, da, 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 da. And then I saw God, and da, 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 da. And it's when you know it's real, like how we were talking about, it's really impactful. So when I was reading his diary and I'm reading these entries, it really struck a chord with me on how he was, 5 minutes ago, he was perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden he's gone into this episode and it doesn't seem like he notices. So when you're reading my book, it's kind of similar. So it's almost like a journal where she's writing about whatever happened to her. And then all of a sudden she's, seeing things that she thinks are going to happen.
So all these things are happening. All the book is told from her point of view.
That's right. Yeah. That's how I write a lot too, is from I forget what it's called. First person.
Yeah. That sounds super interesting. That sounds like something that's needed, like even the guy's diary that's needed for people to like kind of understand like mental illnesses and how it quickly could turn into something, right?
Yeah. And it's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking because he's considered one of the greatest dancers of all time, and yet he was only allowed to dance for so long before he had to be taken into an institution, and pretty much was in and out of institutions for the rest of his life. So I think he died in like 1955, and he only danced for a very short time, I think up until 1918.
Okay. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. Someone with such talent, and because of a mental illness, and back then they didn't even know what the fuck, right? Like they just put him somewhere and beat the shit out of them.
Exactly.
And,
yeah.
like that was the treatment. Yeah. That was the treatment back then,
Yeah, they're like, let's drown you in this tub of freezing water.
Right. Like, yeah, exactly. Let's take out a chunk of your brain to look at it. Like, fucking psychos.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even like maybe today he would have maybe had a chance,
Exactly. I mean, at least
like
there's
just some treatment, at least a more accessible treatment, or it's still stigmatized very much, but not as much as back then.
At least now, I mean, they're not allowed to brutalize. I don't know, what goes on in institutions now, but they're not supposed to be.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, no, it sounds super interesting. When does the book come out?
Well, it was supposed to come out on the 23rd, but because of COVID, everything's getting pushed back. So it should be another 2 to 3 weeks. I'm waiting to hear back from the publisher.
Okay, fuck yeah. I am very much looking forward to it. Let's get down to the real questions. Natalie, Bigfoot. Possible, not possible, real, not real? Wow.
I don't think Bigfoot is real.
Yeah.
Okay, Frank, shut up. Why? Why is that?
I mean, only white people see Bigfoot. Like, come on.
That's not true.
Name one.
Okay, I don't know, but I don't know.
I do not be trusting them. Okay.
And yeah. Don't be telling me about distrusting white people. All right. I am the first one to distrust white people. Okay. But okay, is that it? Because only white people see it.
I mean, it's a very valid point. It's I get it.
You know what? Most points.
Fernando has never seen Bigfoot, huh?
Even when we've had guests that no, like I don't know, I don't want to say like when we had Robert on, right? He spends a lot of time in the woods and shit, like I would take his word for it more, but I was like, nah, hell no, dude. But like I couldn't even argue with this one,
Yeah. Like,
I'm like, God, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Finally, yeah, fuck Bigfoot. And you know what?
Settled this debate.
I was so happy in the last episode. It was the first guest that said Bigfoot was real. But yeah, no.
I quashed that dream.
I can't take her
good.
point.
Good. But like, dude, like, I don't know. For me, like
very white.
It's the thing is the guy that has the original Patterson footage of Bigfoot, right? He was a known swindler, and he even used a fake credit card to buy or a fake check to buy the camera. What?
Where did you read that?
I don't remember. Why I gotta fucking use? I gotta remember all this source and all this knowledge. I fucking read.
Yeah.
I read it in a fucking. I read it on the internet, like everyone else gets information. How did you learn about Bigfoot? The internet, exactly. What website? Name them all.
No, I have. You want me to pull all my books out? No, I'm just kidding.
He just pulls out a giant
Yes.
Bigfoot skeleton or something.
You see that shelf? You see that shelf? All those books are about Bigfoot.
Bullshit. All porn.
No, it's like
Or
Not
erotic
erotica.
shit.
Erotica. Yeah.
It's you know what? Where the fuck is it? I just had it.
Let me find my one Bigfoot.
I keep the important books next to me.
Close to your heart.
Natalie Sierra's.
Oh shit.
That's a fucking autograph in it. Can you guys see it?
Does it say
There you
Bigfoot's
go.
not
Well,
real?
You know what? I
I
already
should
told you this.
have.
Yeah, well, whatever. Right? Well, you know what? This book is out of my life now.
Wow. Wow.
No, but you
I've seen
know
a
what?
lot of shit in my day, but
Yeah. The biggest betrayal.
Disrespect. I'm gonna pick it up right now, right, Natalie? I did it for comedic effect.
the
Well, you know what?
disrespect.
It's real though.
So what else? You're like super into cinema too, right? Like I see you watching
Yeah.
a bunch of cool shit all the time.
Yeah, I love. Well, I mean, I grew up watching movies, so I watch a lot of movies.
I'm the same way, which Pablo's the same way too. Like me and him probably talk. 80% of our discussion is just about movies and TV and stuff. So it is cool to see someone else that I grew up kind of the same way, just watching a shit ton of movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of our parents paid attention to us.
No.
So
That's
what-
why
like,
we
go
are.
That's what,
away.
that's what this is about, right?
Yeah.
that's what this is. It's about the trauma, right?
Of course, it's always about the trauma.
We got the trauma bond right here. We're bonding over trauma. Those are really good bonds too. When I bond with people over
That's-
trauma, like, they're my
Yeah.
friends. They're my friends
Yeah,
forever.
no, that shit.
you know?
Yeah, like you're like there's your like coworkers, and then there's like the people that you like were like, oh yeah, like no, I seen some shit. Like I can tell you've seen that shit too.
Have you guys ever met someone where like both of you guys' most recent ex was like the exact same type of piece of shit? And it's like it was like the exact same type of toxicity, and it's like, oh my god, right? That shit was crazy.
Well, I think with the women, that happens a lot with women. Like for like we will talk about things that happen to us with our exes, and like, oh my god, the same thing happened to me, and it's it's usually a lot of the same kind of
I feel like you're
learned
not saying
behaviors.
what you really want to say. You know,
Well, I
that's what
mean,
this sounds like.
there's a lot of
Uh,
pieces of shit out there, and we get stuck sorting through a lot of them.
Yeah, definitely. Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
I feel like I kind of have some
This-
unique experiences.
I saw a meme one time that said, "No, Frank, there's a lot of women that think they're witches." Okay.
Okay, not
Uh,
no. Okay, that
that's,
one.
uh,
Okay, that
yes.
one was pretty
That's
common.
not-
I mean,
that's not
Yes.
that's not a unique experience.
I didn't.
That's not a unique experience, right?
I've never. I don't know. I've never met anybody else that found out their ex hated the whole Asian nation. That's that. Like
Oh, my ex was plenty racist. Okay.
no, but just
So,
Asians.
Yeah, but
Just the one.
it was about Asians.
She
It
was
was about
her
hating
exact
Asian
words
people?
were, "They can all die, but as long as they make me a bunch of lumpia first, then I never want to see them again." I was like, "That's fucking-
That's
you
worse
can't
because
enjoy
that's,
their
also-
food,
that's also
and
hypocritical.
then also tell
right?
them to
Yeah.
go away." Like, it's fucked up.
Yeah. Not only are you racist, you're a goddamn hypocrite.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can't
for
just
sure.
You can't just pick what you like about them and then that's it.
Yeah, it was
Asshole.
very
Yeah.
odd.
And then how did you find this out? Did you
I
guys
found
meet?
it, I
at
found
a-
it after
at
the
a-
fact. Like,
I thought. Wait. I thought that honestly, I thought that you hated the Asian world at one point.
what? Why?
So-
You say I love
Just
the Asian
kidding.
culture. What do you mean? Are you kidding me? Chinese
just kidding.
food
I
is
just-
one of my favorite foods. Like, you know this. You literally have had to stop me from going into Chinese
you're doing-
restaurants.
Frank, you're doing the same thing.
What?
That doesn't. You say no. I'm not a racist. Chinese food is my favorite. What?
I know. Okay, it's different because I just love their cuisine and I love their people, but I'm not like make me the food and then go never be around.
You
Like,
know,
that's-
I just like making you look racist, right?
Yeah, I know. It's a hobby. It's a fucked up ass hobby, but he does it really well.
I am very good at it. This wasn't even my best work right now. So, yeah, I do that. We also kind of sucks, but we also work together. I do that
Yeah.
shit at work all the time.
It's bullshit. It is
All
the
the
most
time.
bullshit.
And I think, honestly, I think our coworkers are really starting to love it.
Of
first-
course
Yeah,
they do. They
I've
love the show.
noticed.
I've
I've
noticed
noticed.
at first they were like confused, but then now they're starting to like get in on it.
I don't
Which
like.
is
I don't.
funny.
I don't like that part at all.
Yeah.
I've done a lot to like build rapport with these people, and then you just knock it down in like a sentence.
So I'm like, hey, bam, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's
And
all
then you,
those
like,
sound
walk away,
effects
yeah.
right there. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how it happens.
Like anytime I get a shred amount of respect, and then he just takes it away.
Yeah. You know what? It comes down to that I miss performing. So I
So I
just
get
gotta
to
do it anywhere I can now. You know?
For sure. I mean, you can do it at work. You can be walking down the street like it's your runway, you know, like you gotta perform when and where you
Exactly.
can. In the
Exactly.
car,
But
you
now-
know.
I didn't even notice that shit sometimes though. Sometimes like I started, I don't know, I was telling my coworker a story and it was like it was a short thing, right? But I realized that it was like a switch and I started talking the way I talk when I'm on stage. And she did laugh and everything, but then I was like, don't be doing that shit here, dude. Like your work. Natalie, how are you like, what's it? I mean, it's been a while since the pandemic and stuff, but like, how did you try to like, obviously you're a writer, so you could, do that at home, but like, as far as performing, did you have a hard time with that?
I mean, I do miss it. But I also don't like Zooms and things like that. I don't feel like I'm like my best during a Zoom.
Right.
Like what
Yeah.
You've been on stage, you've been in front of people,
Yeah.
like the difference. Like there's a big difference when you have that rapport with the crowd, and you're getting that
Yeah.
feeling off of them. And that's that helps me when I'm performing. So when we're doing I don't like to do things on a phone or computer because I miss that rapport, and I feel like I need that.
Yeah,
I post a lot all the
Oh
time.
yeah,
I'm always
definitely.
Yeah.
It's
posting,
just
but
it's not the same. Even
That's good.
Yeah.
That I'm confused now.
I'm waiting for you guys.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what happened. The audio started going all shitty, and I didn't realize I didn't know if I couldn't hear the second half of what she said.
No, I totally agree with you.
Something about
Trying to perform on Zoom is so different. I don't do it at all. I've performed online like a long time ago. I had a friend trying to make it into a web series, and it felt awful. Like trying to pretend to have a response or a rapport, and it just wasn't there. And I can't bring myself to try to do it because it's not the same thing. I think there's space for it. I mean, obviously there's a lot of Zoom shows that go on,
Yeah.
but it's just to treat it as it's the same thing. I don't think it is. So
Yeah, no, for sure. It's not. You need that crowd. You need that feeling that you get from them because you
The
feed off of
energy.
it. Yeah, you
Mhm.
need the energy. They feed off of you and you feed off of them.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, some people are good at
yeah.
it,
So I'm just
but I'm
I've
not.
never even seen a Zoom show. I've never
They're
even seen
they're
something
just
like
as
that.
bad.
Like I don't
at
even
least-
want to watch it.
Yeah, it's just as bad as you would imagine. Just because to me, what's missing, at least from the comedy shows I've watched, is that they just kind of seem to truck through their sets. There's no they pause, but it feels very fake. You know, it
Mhm.
doesn't
So you're
feel
not
like they're
getting
actually
because you're not getting
taking
a
it in.
response from the audience.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I guess that's
so
what
how
it
could
is.
you
It's
even,
hard to
you know-
fake that realness, right? That
Mhm.
you're actually doing, which I guess when you watch a special or someone performing on video, it's a little different because the audience is there, so it does
Yeah.
feel real versus this where it's not real at all and they're trying to manufacture that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fuck some shows.
I mean,
You guys
Natalie, do you
wanna-
feel like they're beneficial as far as like gaining new audiences to your art?
I mean, it depends. Like, I do have a certain way that I read, and especially with erotica, like a lot of people aren't used to hearing it. So when they hear it and they realize, you know, like, wow, like this is actually something that's really beautiful, like, um, they can connect to it in a way like that, you know, they enjoy, and they can actually say, like, I know what the difference is between, you know, this because I've seen it, you know, and it's whatever, I love it. But when I perform it, there's definitely a very charged feeling in the air, and it helps me when I am performing erotica, like to feel like how they're feeling and to have them feel what I felt as I was writing it. So like there's definitely that symbiosis there, and I do miss that a lot, like channeling my emotions and love and you know everything and lust and everything, and having someone else feel that exact same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it's different. Even I think I told you this, even as an audience member, it's different because I was very excited when I got your book and I did enjoy it. But it just felt so different because I'm so used to seeing you live. That's how I met you and that's how I found out about you, you know,
Hmm.
seeing you live, telling it how you want to tell it, right? And I can only do that so well in my head, right? As I'm reading it. But
Hmm.
like it was like I want to know like because I was so used to seeing you perform, I want to know how she would tell this. And I've heard you say some of those pieces in there, you know?
Yeah, and
Some of those it was
that
yeah.
book, Medusa, it's actually meant to be performed like a play. So when
Right.
you
Yeah,
read
yeah,
it, there's, you
yeah. It
know,
reads like that too. Yeah, it definitely
like
reads like that.
Medusa's
Uh,
dialogue, and there's the
yeah,
chorus, and there's, you know, dialogue with other, you know, figures in the book. And I meant for it to be performed like a play
right.
with more people. So I don't know if you were there, you might not have been, but a couple years ago for like a Christmas show at the Alley Gallery, I handed out sheets of one of the poems and had the crowd read the chorus parts, and I was reading the Medusa part, and it was like it was so much fun, and like everyone was really
That sounds
into.
awesome.
That's
Yeah, it
cool.
was really cool. And that's what
Yeah,
I
that
was
sounds
hoping to
awesome.
do with with that Medusa book, but of course
Yeah,
COVID, like COVID
yeah,
ruined
exactly.
everything.
Yeah.
Hey, as soon as COVID goes away, let's do that shit. Let's do
Yeah,
a
for sure,
completely
definitely.
useless table read of
Oh, that
Medusa.
that could be cool.
I would love that actually.
That's I'm that done. It's done.
It's
It's
done.
done.
We got
We could do
this.
that. We don't even have to wait till COVID ends.
No, I mean
We
we
could
can do
just
it
do that
now.
shit whenever you guys want. All right. You guys trying to land this puppy or what? It's about that time. Natalie,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having
Do
me.
you want to tell us your Instagram, plug your stuff?
Sure.
I'm very looking forward to reading Charlie. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna have that problem with that because it's different, right? This one
Right,
was
it's a
meant to be
novel.
read like
Yeah.
that. Exactly, it's a novel. I'm super looking forward to it. You want to tell us your Instagram, where they can
Yes.
find your stuff and all
Instagram,
that?
Twitter.
Your website
Uh
too. We didn't even get to your website either.
oh, it's my
Uh,
website is basically everything that goes on to my
right.
socials. It just gets uploaded
Cool.
there. So it's at Pandora Demise, Pandora Pandora Demise. That's for Instagram and Twitter. My website is pandorademise.com. And if you still use Facebook, it's Natalie Dreams of Electric Sheep.
That's a
Cool. I
that's
like
a
that.
great name. That's a
Yeah.
that's a great name.
It's
You
from
should, what?
a science
Yeah.
fiction book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's called Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
That's cool.
Cool.
That's cool. Fuck yeah. I want book recommendations from you.
For sure.
I
Do you
think
like
like all that
uh
science fiction type of stuff. I'm gonna order you posted about it. Tender is the flesh.
oh,
I'm about
so
to
good.
order it. I'm waiting for this
So
paycheck. As soon
good.
as I get paid, I'm gonna read that shit. Because I read the description and stuff. I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm
It's
in.
fucking
Uh,
incredible. It's so
so as
good.
soon as
I
I
tell
finish
everyone
it,
about it. If you like
yeah, as soon
horror,
as I
you will
finish
love
it,
this
I'm gonna
book.
tell you. As soon
Cool.
as I finish it, I'm gonna tell you. And you're gonna give me my next book to read. All right, you're my
For
kid right
sure.
now.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Frank. You got anything to add?
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Again, if you guys haven't followed us on social media, go check us out at Completely Useless Podcast. You can also check out our website, Completely Useless Podcast. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Do it.
Yeah,
Do
thank you
it.
guys for hanging out with us. Thank you, Natalie, for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, awesome.
I had a lot of fun.
It was awesome. All right, late.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Me a blunt and a gargoyle. Black lipstick and a spider web. Look so cute when you're wearing all black. Girl, come see your bitch, that's on my lap.